Let's see if we can get now the whole flow going where we pull something from the database and we pull the tasks from the task queue in the database, and then we fetch the corresponding URLs. Now, there's a little bit of fiddliness here that I haven't really thought through. For example, I don't know how wget will behave if I start jobs in different threads and they're downloading different pages from the same domain because they're stuffing them into the same domain folder, and eventually that folder is going to be like an object storage key, S3 style, and I don't know how that behaves if multiple things are writing to the same bucket. It should be fine, but there may need to be some logic that collects jobs related to the same URL or at least the same domain and batches them together somehow. And there should probably be some logic that checks to see if a page is already fetched. And what should it do in that case? I'm not sure, but you can imagine that in some cases you want to fetch the most recent version, and in other cases you may not. So all of that remains to be seen. But like how to use this in a multi-user sense? Should each user get its own essentially database of articles, or should they be shared? I'm not sure. That's not designed at this point. I'm just trying to get a feel for Haskell and just get things to work. So we'll just plow on and then figure those details out. Figure those details out later. And when I left off, we had this function that is able to get the jobs from the database and it turns them into fetch job protos, or technically status or fetch job protos. But this status or is just like a type alias for either some error or, and that error is like a database error. And if we don't get that error, then we have a list of fetch jobs. So we call that down here. And how do I want to do this? So I guess we have to handle maybe I want to have like an outside function that sequences all the operations. Let's try that. Do fetch wget mark completed cycle, I guess. And this will take the same thing as here. Except maybe I just wanted to return IO of nothing. And it will just call exit success or exit failure, depending. And so this will be some do notation stuff. And we'll start by getting these jobs just like we do down here. And then the question is, what do I want to do in the case of an error? Well, what I want to do is exit failure with the error. And essentially, this is where I want the thing that's like assign or return, except I want it to assign or fail or exit one if there's an error. And so what I need is like a something like assign or die. And I'm just like, to all the any Haskell people watching, I'm figuring out Haskell. I'm not a Haskell programmer. So I'm just learning it. I'm probably doing a bunch of stuff that is known to be a bad idea. But that's the price of exploration. Okay, so assign or die is going to take a status or thing. Status or a. I don't know if that's something I can do. And I guess I just return IO of A. Where's Hugel? So what does exit failure return? It's just IO. It returns IO of A. What is A? I guess it can be anything. Do I want to do this with the same A? Can I have multiple type variables like this? And what is this even called? Let's try type GPT. In a Haskell signature, like IO of A. What is A called? Is it just a type variable? A type variable. It signifies that IO is a type constructor that can produce some value. Okay, so if I have a function that takes either of foo A and calls exit failure, say either string A, should its signature be something like do thing or should it be like either string A, IOB? Okay, I guess if, maybe that's valid syntax. All right, and so assign or die is going to be, and maybe this is a thing. Should I search Hugel? What would the nothing? Literally nothing? So we can have either AB, throw error, has a signature like A to IO of B, and monad error. So for whatever reason, Hugel can tell that this is an error-y type signature. But I don't want to throw an error. What does it mean to throw in this context? We have some catch error function. I'm not sure what this kind of code looks like. So Haskell, catch error, throw error. There's also attempt, but where you don't care about the type of the exception. So this is like a, Java or Python like throw. And then what does catch look like? Oh, whatever. All right. So assign or die is going to take a I guess I'll call it status or. And do I just do case analysis? And if it's a left status, we'll do, I guess, put stir line of show message status. And if it's a write thing, yeah, so wait, this type is obviously wrong. So what do I wanted to return oh, am I just back to returning an either essentially? I think this is roughly equivalent to what I was doing before. Maybe this isn't helping at all. Or is it? So I did something similar here, right? Get job or print error is basically doing that. Except it returns nothing, whereas I want to exit failure, don't I? No. All right, let's just do it. Let's just kind of do it manually, and then if I don't like the way it looks, we'll fix it up. Okay, so we're gonna get this stuff from the database, which will be some fetch jobs. I'll call them jobs or, and we just case jobs or of. So if it's left status, then what do we want to call it? Error? I'll call it left status is let's do that. We'll just exit on the first error, I guess. I mean, I say first error, but it's really the database error. And then if it's a write jobs, then we'll do some other stuff. And the stuff that we will do is run wget on jobs, and then mark jobs done, essentially. And those aren't real. Run wget jobs. Run wget's not a thing that exists, and neither is mark jobs done. But we can redeem them somehow. So how do we redeem them? Well, we have some wget functionality, right? Do fetch. Now that's the thing I'm creating. Download job. So download job takes a fetch job and does IO. And then what if there's an error? It dies. Maybe that's sufficient. It calls error, which will probably fail the test, right? No, it doesn't exit. So let's ask ChatGPT, what in Haskell, what does error actually do? So this in this example, error is doing something or other, and then this is just calling exit failure. If divide is called, an argument the error will terminate the program. But here, I'll say, but here you're calling exit failure to actually terminate, right? Does error terminate? And let's also look at what is it, decode or die? I wish Haskell didn't take me away from itself. I lose the search engine. Is it encode or die? It's something or die. Or die. Decode message or die. Okay, so it just calls error. So it just throws an error. It doesn't actually die. What if I wanted to actually exit the program? So this says, I don't believe you. What if I import exit failure? I'm going to go in a second, and then I will hopefully be back today. Today got the schedule got all crazy. Okay, so what if I just import this stuff? Okay, and I call exit failure. It does actually terminate the program. So let's just try this. Do we get to compile? Okay, it can't reach my Basil build farm. All right, so I'll stop here, and if I have time, I'll resume later. And if not, then I will either be back Friday or Monday, as schedules go.